Hi, my name is Kelly Goebel, and I'm going to talk today about Law House Bill 2523 and how it impacts education and teaching and learning in schools. House Bill 2523. On March 20, 2023, the Arizona State Senate passed a law called the HB 2523, requiring all students in grades K through 12 must recite the Pledge of Allegiance, recite the Bill of Rights, and have a mandatory 1 to 2 minute moment of silence. The bill also includes the Bill of Rights and the Constitution. Posters must be easy to read and placed adjacent to each flag in every classroom and be manufactured in the United States only. This part of the bill exempts a student from the pledge only if at the request of the parent or if the student is 18 years old. So what do we do as teachers? The only thing we can do is to ask our principal or go to the district for clarification. Every state and every district is different, and as teachers, we can get into a lot of trouble if we don't follow all guidelines as to whether we make kids stand or not, even if we know a parent hasn't requested this of their child. A moment of silence. Direct quote from the bill. We as teachers must have all students engage in a moment of silence during which students may not interfere with other students' participation. Only 12 states are mandated in the US. Here's some history about the bill. In 2006, a North Texas couple claimed that the Texas law allowing students to observe a moment of silence at the beginning of each day was unconstitutional. The couple argued that the law, which only took effect in 2003, was an unconstitutional endorsement of religion. The law at the time specified the moment of silence was a time for students to reflect, pray, meditate, or engage in any other silent activity that is not likely to interfere with or distract another student. The couple who claimed that the Texas law was not allowing the students to observe a moment of silence at the beginning of school each day was unconstitutional, lost their case. Can teachers pray? Yes and no. We can pray, but not on the job, not during our workday, and not when children are present. We can pray as long as it does not violate the established clause, which is really a big no. That means that prayer cannot involve students or happen when public school employees are performing the duties of their job. The Supreme Court confirmed this. Here's some history. During the 1980s, school prayer advocates were in search of new approaches that might prove constitutional. So the so-called minute of silence has proven the most successful strategy. Despite an early setback in which Alabama's requirement that school children observe a minute of silence each day was held unconstitutional by the Supreme Court in 1985. But this law was struck down because the silent observance was described as a time when teachers would instruct willingly students to pray and others to meditate silently. The suggestion by a state that students use the time for prayer amounted to a state endorsement of religion, which is not allowed under the First Amendment. However, a teacher's suggestion that students pray can have real consequences for students and teachers. A teacher was fired in Florida over a moment of silence. The Florida teacher was fired after a viral TikTok shows her interrupting a student's prayer. As educators, we need to be very careful of what we say and do. A current historical moment of taking a knee. After watching Colin Kaepernick take a knee at a 49ers game during the national anthem, this moment in history changed the classroom, and teachers left confused on what to do or if they do anything. Here's an example. A mom received a text from her 6-year-old son's first grade teacher. I just wanted to let you know that this morning, when it was time to do the Pledge of Allegiance, your son went down on one knee. I knew where he had seen it, but I did tell him that in the classroom we are learning what it means to be a good citizen. We're learning about respecting the United States of America and our country's symbols and showing loyalty and patriotism, and that we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. instead of this teacher taking an opportunity to demonstrate inclusion and diversity within the classroom. This teacher decided to impress upon him her opinion and her definition of what it means to be a good citizen. HB 2523 affects education. It is financially hard on our districts with lawsuits, lawyers advising them, and trying to make decisions and follow the laws and policies of our area and state, plus the additional cost of changing out posters and flags and then monitoring that they are in compliance, plus teacher and employee training so no one says or does the wrong thing. As educators, we were all taught when we were young to stand for the pledge. But the 21st century student and classroom has changed, and we need to be careful in everything we do or say. This is a stressful and makes a small moment in our daily routine that could detrimentally affect our job, reputation. We could be sued by a student, the district, and even the Supreme Court in our state or federal court. Students and parents know their rights and will stand up for what they believe in, and they hold a lot of power every morning in our classroom with the decision they make to stand or not, or take a knee, or pray in front of their peers. It is a different world, and change is good, but it can be extremely difficult to figure out every rule this bill has as follow, and I found this to be something no one in our district has ever mentioned. They just say, we are adding a moment of silence, keep your students quiet, and standing after the pledge, which is unconstitutional according to the law. We need to be very careful with what we say or do and make sure that our students are able to display their First Amendment rights. Thank you.